Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody had a really good 4th of July weekend. I hope that you got a chance to spend it with family and friends, or hey, even by yourself and still had a good time. But anyway, I wanted to come on here because I don't know, I've been feeling strong in my spirit that, God is telling me, telling you to be more intentional and deliberate with your time and not be so passive. Um, if you see me looking over to the left or right or whatever, I'm looking at my notes because I want to be intentional and don't want to be rambling on and on, when I'm talking to you. So, um, I believe God called us for greater things and, for a purpose. And I believe He's told you to do something. And a lot of us know what it is, and if you don't, just go to Him, pray to Him, ask Him, what it is you should be doing. But I do believe a lot of us, most of us know what God has told us to do. And we're refusing to do that because maybe we feel like it doesn't look how we think it should look, or we don't see it being, prosperous or fruitful or, bringing us increase. But God is telling you to do it and He will bring the increase. Just obey. Um, and I believe that I'm supposed to be, encouraging and motivating, people. Um, but I have these thoughts, of not being enough, not having anything to say or anything people want to hear. But I'm like, I'm 54 years old. I've been through a lot. I've experienced a lot, and I have a lot to say. But then, it's like, well, what do you say? You have so much to say, you don't even know where to start. So I just don't start. And then time just passes by. It passes by my purpose, and nothing gets done. Um, then I feel like I'm scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to, make money? What can I do, you know, to figure out what my purpose is? And it's like, I'm trying to come up with ways on my own um, to get the desires of my heart and in my own strength and in my own understanding. But in Psalms, I think it's 37:4, it says, if we delight ourselves in the Lord, He will give us the desires of our heart. And in Proverbs 3:5 and 6, it says, trust in the Lord with all our heart. Do not lean into our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge Him, and He will make our path straight. And I think that's where we make the mistake, or at least where I've made the mistake, is um, trying to take matters into my own hands when I'm like knowing what God has called me to do, but I'm ignoring. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I think there's something more out here for me to do, or something better to do than that. But I think that's um, where the increase comes from. I changed my notes. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I feel like God is telling me to be intentional, telling us to be intentional, stop being so passive with our lives. And I think too, also, um, if you look at it, say your life is not where you want it to be. You thought you should be further ahead or doing something different, or it's just in a horrible place right now, or an uncomfortable place right now. Maybe you don't have the finances that you desire or the work that you desire to do. For me, I can sit back and look and be like, you know what? I have not really been deliberate or serious about my life like I should have been, or like I should be. And it shows. Um, it just shows. Like, say, for instance, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Your finances are not where you want them to be. You're struggling financially. You know, it's just you're just struggling. And then I'm like, well, I haven't really applied myself. I haven't really been a really good steward of the resources God has given me. I've just been passive, haven't been unintentional. So, and that's the results that I got. But, you know, I feel like God is telling me to be intentional and do my work as unto the Lord, not for man. So this week, I want us all to do one thing where we are being intentional, where we are being deliberate with our time. Just one. Don't try to overwhelm yourself with more than one. Just do one little thing. And so I think I'm going to get me a notebook, buy a notebook or whatever, and I'm going to start like making outlines of what God is telling me to say. That way, when I get on here to speak, I won't be rambling and all over the place and all this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. Get me a notebook, write out what God is telling me to do, and take this more serious. Take it more serious, and just see what God does. That way, I just had a brain freeze. But anyway, I just want us to just be intentional about our lives. That's what I'm trying to say. Carve out time for, to sit still and listen to God and see what He is telling you to do. There is no telling what He wants you to do. Let me see. So I'm rambling right now, because I'm done with my notes. But I want to get back to my assignment. I want all of us to get back to our assignments, what God has told us to do. Step out there in faith and see what He does. Because I believe that the blessing is in the obedience. So, and I think I'm going to do a series too, like an intentional series. Each day post something, about what the Bible says about being intentional and being deliberate with your time and not being so passive and just living life like, oh, whatever. I don't care. But anyway, I'm going to get off because I'm starting to ramble, and I will talk to you guys later.